There's a moment, you may have experienced it, where you're sitting with a woman, conversation is flowing, everything feels right, and yet something is missing, and you can feel it, she can feel it, but neither of you can name it. What's missing isn't words, it isn't status, it isn't even attraction, it's touch. The right kind of touch, at the right moment, for the right reason. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like with a mature woman. Because she is not a 22-year-old. She has lived, she has loved, she has been disappointed, and she has learned to read men with frightening accuracy. But here's the thing nobody tells you. She's also more open to real connection than she's ever been in her life. She just needs to feel it first. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand touch on a level most men never will. Before we go any further, if you've ever felt like you and a woman were almost there, but something subtle kept slipping away, drop it in the comments right now. Let me know I'm not alone in this, and hit that subscribe button, because what I'm about to share took me years to truly understand. When we talk about touch, most men think about physical attraction, but neuroscience tells us something completely different. Touch activates the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It communicates safety, presence, and emotional sincerity in ways that words simply cannot. Studies from the University of California, Berkeley show that touch can convey distinct emotions, compassion, gratitude, love, with remarkable accuracy, even between strangers. And now multiply that by a woman who is emotionally mature, a woman who has developed over decades a finely tuned internal compass for authenticity. She is not going to be impressed by cheap tactics, but she will respond deeply to a man who understands the language of meaningful touch. These are the 7 touches that speak directly to her heart. Touch number 1. The welcome. Hand on the upper back. The first touch is one of the most underestimated gestures in existence. The gentle hand on the upper back when you're guiding her. Into a restaurant, through a crowd, into a room. This is not a grab, it's not a shove, it's barely even pressure, it's a presence. Your palm, lightly, between her shoulder blades, lasting maybe 2 seconds, maybe 3. And here's why it works on such a deep psychological level with a mature woman. It communicates that you are with her, that you are paying attention to her movement through space, that you are aware of her even when no one else is watching. A mature woman has often spent years with men who were physically present but emotionally absent. This tiny gesture says, I see you, I'm here. You're not alone right now. It's not romantic, not yet. It's something even more powerful. It's protective warmth, and it lands like thunder. Think about the last time a woman leaned into you slightly, just slightly, when you were walking together. That wasn't an accident. She was responding to exactly this kind of energy. Comment below. Have you ever noticed that? I read every single comment. The touch number 2. The hand hold that starts as a question. Most men make the mistake of grabbing a woman's hand like they're claiming territory. A mature woman will feel that immediately, and something in her will pull back, even if she doesn't say it out loud. The touch that works is the handhold that starts as an invitation. Here's what it looks like. Your hand drifts close to hers, maybe on a walk, maybe sitting side by side. Your fingers graze hers lightly, almost accidentally. Then you pause. You let her decide. If she turns her hand palm up or curls her fingers toward yours, you gently hold on. This matters because a mature woman has spent a long time learning to trust her instincts. She doesn't want to be led by force. She wants to be invited. When you give her that moment of choice, you're communicating something most men never manage to say out loud. I respect your agency. I want to be close to you, but only if you want that too. That is one of the most attractive things a man can ever communicate to a woman who has truly grown into herself. Touch number 3. The listening touch. This one is quiet, subtle, and it might be the most powerful touch on this entire list. The listening touch is when you reach out and briefly touch her forearm or her hand while she is speaking, not to interrupt, not to redirect, but simply to show that what she's saying matters to you. She's telling you about her daughter's graduation, or about a hard week at work, or about a dream she's carried for 15 years that she's finally starting to pursue. And in the middle of her sentence, you lightly place 2 fingers on her wrist for just a moment. You're not saying anything. You don't need to. What you've just communicated in that 1 second is this: I'm not waiting for my turn to talk. I am here, with you, right now. A mature woman has sat across from men who heard her words but never actually listened. The listening touch tells her you're different, not because you said so, but because your body already proved it. Pause for a second. Actually pause the video. Think about the last meaningful conversation you had with a woman. Did your body language say I'm present? Or did it say I'm waiting? This is the kind of honest question that separates men who connect deeply from men who wonder why things never quite work out. I'll be here when you come back. Touch number 4. The goodbye. That lingers. Just long enough. How you say goodbye is remembered far longer than how you say hello. And there is an art to it. When the evening ends, a date, a dinner, even a casual gathering, don't rush the parting. Instead, face her fully, make proper eye contact, and then offer a hug that is warm and unhurried, not stiff, not grasping, not a quick pat on the back, but a real, steady embrace that says, I enjoyed every minute of this. Hold it for 3, 4 seconds, long enough to feel real, short enough to leave her wanting more. A mature woman pays extraordinary attention to endings, because endings are where men reveal their true intentions. A man who is already mentally out the door rushes the goodbye. A man who is genuinely present, who genuinely cares, takes a moment to close the evening properly. That lingering embrace, followed by warm eye contact as you pull back, will replay in her mind long after she gets home. That is not manipulation. That is sincerity, expressed through your body. Touch number 5. The comfort. Touch in difficult moments. This touch is not romantic in the traditional sense. In fact, in the moment, romance is the last thing on her mind. She's stressed. She's frustrated. Maybe she received bad news. Maybe a conversation turned heavy and emotional. And in that moment, most men do one of 2 things. They try to fix it with words, or they go emotionally cold because they don't know what to do. A man who understands a mature woman does something entirely different. He moves closer. He places his hand gently on her shoulder or her back. He might say nothing at all, or just, I've got you. Or the comfort touch communicates something no solution ever can. I'm not afraid of your pain. I'm not leaving. I'm right here. A mature woman has often been the strong one. She's held things together. She's carried weight in silence. When she finally encounters a man whose presence doesn't flinch in the face of her difficult moments, a man whose touch says you don't have to be strong right now, that is the moment something deep inside her starts to fall. Not because he fixed anything, because he stayed. If this one hit different, if you've either been that person for someone, or you've wished someone was that for you, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. You might not know who that is yet, but your gut does. Touch number 6. The forehead kiss. Few gestures carry the emotional weight of a forehead kiss, and it's not an accident. The forehead kiss has no ambiguity. It's not sexual. It's not performative. It is pure tenderness, a man's lips to the crown of her head, saying without any words, "You are precious to me, not just what you look like, not just what you bring to my life. You as a person mean something to me." A mature woman has almost certainly experienced passion in her life. What she craves, often without being able to articulate it, is reverence. She wants to be desired, yes, but more than that, she wants to be treasured. The forehead kiss, offered at the right moment, after a deep conversation, before she drifts off to sleep, when she's laughing at something small, communicates a depth of feeling that 1,000 compliments could never match. It says, "I'm not just attracted to you, I adore you." And that distinction, for a woman who has learned to tell the difference, is everything. Touch number 7. The touch that says, "I choose you deliberately." The last touch is less about a single gesture and more about a pattern of intention. It's the moment, in the middle of a crowded room or an ordinary Tuesday night, when you reach over and take her hand for no reason, when you brush the hair from her face, not because it was in the way, but because you wanted to, when you rest your hand on the small of her back while you're both doing something completely mundane, cooking dinner together, standing in line somewhere neither of you particularly wanted to be. These are the touches that have no agenda. They're not trying to lead anywhere. They're not a prelude to something else. They are simply a man reaching out to say, "Of everything in this moment, I'm choosing to be close to you." A mature woman has an exceptional ability to detect when touch is purposeful versus when it's strategic. She has lived long enough to feel the difference between a man who touches her because he wants something and a man who touches her because she is what he wants. When she feels the latter, consistently, quietly, without fanfare, something in her doesn't just respond. It surrenders, not out of weakness, but out of the deep-earned trust that this man is real. Here's what I want you to do right now. Pick one of these touches, just one, and commit to bringing it into your life this week. Don't try to implement all 7, just one, and then come back here and tell me what happened. I'm building a community of men who are genuinely trying to connect better, love better, and show up better. And I want you in it. Touch at its best is not a technique. It's a translation. It takes what you feel on the inside, warmth, care, protection, adoration, and makes it visible to someone who can't read your mind. A mature woman is not looking for a perfect man. She's looking for a present one, a man whose hands communicate what his voice sometimes can't, a man who understands that love isn't just declared, it's demonstrated quietly in 1,000 small moments. You now understand what most men never will. Use it well. If this video gave you something real, share it, save it, and subscribe. I put out content like this every week for men who are ready to stop guessing and start genuinely connecting. I'll see you in the next one. Drop in the comments. Which of these 7 touches do you think is the most underrated? And why? The best answer gets pinned. Let's talk.